because I'm always protecting others. I'm always worried about what others will say. I'm always wanting to keep the peace. Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Monday. Let's see how much damage we did in Myrtle Beach this weekend. Well, the number is the number, and the only thing we can do is try and work as hard as we played hard this weekend. Today is October the 7th. Let's go. This is going to be outside of my regular scheduled programming, but I feel like it is a very, very necessary vlog. Good morning again. So this morning, this video isn't how I was going to start off my morning. My plan was to start off this video with, of course, you saw me weighing in 207. That is absolutely crazy because this time last year I was like 180. And so I've gained a total of 27 pounds. But I got it off before and I can do it again. But this morning I'm going to start this video off being bold. And it is being bold for me because I'm always protecting others. I'm always worried about what others will say. I'm always wanting to keep the peace. Now, I can be a hellraiser because I'm a Scorpio. But when it comes to people I love, when it comes to my family, when it comes to my friends, I'm always protecting them over me. I'm always suppressing my thoughts, suppressing my feelings, suppressing my words. And that is one reason why I strongly, strongly, strongly do not agree with suppressing children's ability to express themselves at a very early age. That is a generational curse that I personally decided to break whenever I had my daughter. I had my daughter in 1995, and I've always encouraged her to express how she feels. Tell mommy if she hurts your feelings. Tell mommy if she does something wrong. I don't believe in the mentality that we were raised with where the parent says, do as I say and not as I do. That's confusing to a child and it's wrong. I'm also not believing in a child should be seen but not heard. That is how a lot of children end up in situations where they are molested, they are raped, they are abused, they are bullied because from the time that they are small, we're told them that their voice should not be heard. And growing up in the family that I grew up in, the household I grew up in, which was very physically violent, and at times it was mentally and emotionally rough. I try not to say abuse, it was rough. And because of that, when I had my daughter, I promised myself that she would never be made to feel the way that I felt growing up, and so many others. So, my daughter is 29. I can't keep up with the generations, Generation Z, X, all of this. I can't keep up with it. Just know she's 29. And we have a very close relationship. She tells me everything. She tells me stuff that people would be like, people are quick to say that my child is not my friend. I'm your mother. I'm not your friend. I don't agree. My daughter, she's 29. I'm 53. She is truly my best friend, and she says the same thing to me. And one thing that she said years ago was that, Mom, I can appreciate the fact that you're my friend, and it doesn't undermine the respect I have for you as my mother. And she's right about that. So it's really about the type of relationship that you have with your child. That's how I feel. Everybody's entitled to their own feelings, but for me, I can tell her anything. She's my biggest cheerleader. Sometimes she's my relationship coach. She's my life coach because she sees things from a totally different lens than I do. Because, as we get older, we get set in our ways and we don't want to listen. And so, having her point of view, being able to see the world from a totally different lens and with different eyes is very instrumental in my own personal growth. So, I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. And my daughter is an absolutely amazing person. I'm not going to speak on her successes. She's very successful, but she's just an amazing person all around. And I take credit for some of that, but I take credit for very little of it. She's just her own person that God blessed me with. And she's actually helped me to grow tremendously. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, one thing that I want to talk about this morning is growth, friendships, um, being insecure, being a people pleaser, and how all of that ties in together and how that affects me. I'm a Scorpio. A lot of people don't believe in zodiac signs, but I would say I'm a Scorpio. I'm a very loving person, a very giving person. Believe it or not, I am a very forgiving person. I am the most forgiving Scorpio that is the total polar opposite of what they say Scorpios are. When I say not only do I forgive, but sometimes I truly do forget. And some of that I know comes from also me being insecure in so many ways. And I don't like for people to be mad at me. I don't like for people to be upset with me. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be loving. And because of that, that's in me, I often overlook certain things. I give a lot of passes. Like I said, very forgiving. There are times whenever I let people mistreat me. I've let people be very disrespectful to me. I've let people not apply to their side of the relationship what they expect me to apply on my side of the relationship. A lot of times it's very one sided. And even whenever it's one sided, I still go out of my way to keep controversy and conflict down because I don't like that tension. I don't like feeling, I don't like, I just don't like tension. And so a lot of times I feel like I overcompensate. My whole life, I've always overcompensated for everyone else at the detriment of myself. And it's time to stop. So I don't, it's like, it's hard. And it's like, you don't want to lose people because you genuinely love people. But then you also have to realize that, and I've said it on previous videos, you'll probably see it again. You also have to realize that you only get one life. And in this one life, when you, especially when you get to be a certain age, you got to live it for yourself, you know. And you're going to see it in another video that I'm going to do, where I say I have more years behind me than I have in front of me. I keep telling myself, I keep reminding myself that whenever certain situations come up and I feel like I need to shrink myself, or I need to um, don't live as boldly, or just kind of like fade to the back or be secretive or whatever. But then I have to remind myself, Chloe, you got to live boldly. You got to live freely. You worked so hard to get to this point in your life, this peace and this happiness, that no matter who or what, you cannot let them disturb it. I let my mom disturb it and control me most of my life. And as much as I love her and I miss her, and I wish she had her here. I wish I had her here. And it's hard for me even now to process this new normal, this newfound freedom that I have, um, because I don't have to take care of her anymore. It's still a major adjustment. And it's like, even though she's gone, um and she controls so much of my life, I lived in fear of, if I decided I was going to go out of town, like to Myrtle Beach, I lived in fear of telling her, because I knew that she would get mad and she would get angry. She would really get mad and get angry about me going out of town. She would, because she traveled. She did everything that she wanted to do when she was, you know, married. Whenever, my dad passed, and she would travel with General Motors, and she would go to different places. My mom has gone more places than I have. But once she got to a point where she couldn't travel, and also, what, it wasn't even necessary that she couldn't travel. It was coupled with her very negative, angry spirit that stopped people from inviting her to go places. But my mom was very controlling. And I'm finding myself in that same situation outside of her. And it's bothering me greatly, but I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep going, because I just found out someone that I went to school with passed away last week, and they were just 56 years old. And I'm about to be 54. So who's to say that next year I'm still going to be here? And so I have to stop always having to consider other people's feelings and emotions whenever I make decisions for my own happiness. And it's bothering me greatly that I'm having to have these same conversations over and over and over again, when people do whatever they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. They don't consult me. I find out about it, like just like John Amos' daughter. I found out about it with the rest of the world. And so then why, whenever it's my turn, it's a problem? I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, I don't want to, it's like I want everybody to be happy. I want it to always be love. I want to just have fun with people, go places, we do things and we laugh. But it seems like more and more it's always tension, it's always something. And so I'm always stepping on eggshells. I'm always worried about what others will say, or what others will do, or how they will treat me, or they will ice me out, or they will start getting kind of cold to me, and stuff like that, simply because I'm out here just trying to have fun, create memories, and live my life. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. But what I do know is that I'm going to put me first. And anybody who takes issue with it, if you love me, if you think I'm a good person, a great person to have on your team, a great person to have around you, someone who's going to love you and have your back, if you feel like I'm that person, then you have to decide, is that person worth losing? Because I'm going to say it, you're going to lose me. And if I'm not worth losing, I'm just not worth losing. But what I am going to do is I'm going to live. I'm going to live.